This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Joe Longo.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Good Neighbor Podcast Live, Northeast PA edition. Are you in need of a good cup of coffee or maybe just a space to sit down and relax with some friends? Well, that might be closer than you think. And today I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor guest, Brian Davis with Jiva Cafe. How are you, my friend? How are you doing?
Doing great, Joe. Thanks for asking. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. As we were talking before we hit record, we were, celebrating our barbers because they're doing a great job. So I'm doing good. I would love it if you can tell all of the listeners about Jiva and a little bit about yourself and what's going on.
Well, Jiva cafe that my wife and I opened up coming on 3 years now. That we've been open. We used to travel a lot, and we found that everywhere that we traveled, we were always out seeking a good cup of coffee. Sometimes we found it, sometimes we didn't. And as our traveling life started to wind down, we realized that was kind of an important part of our experience. And I was in construction for a while, wanted to find a gentle exit from that business. It was killing me. It was breaking my body. And so decided that would be a good transition. That's what we did.
Wow. So 3 years, and tell us about the cafe, a little bit about what you've created.
Our primary focus is the coffee, the espresso. That's where when we first opened, that was pretty much what we had with just a few baked goods. And as we've expanded our menu, that is still our highest priority, that we can create a good cup of good cappuccino or a good cup of coffee. And we also began baking our own products. And so now we offer muffins and scones, and our signature piece is called the Persian Love Cake. We do a lot of other things as well, some sandwiches. We're going to be adding some salads here in a little while as the weather warms up. Almost all of it is made in-house. What we don't make in-house, we get from other local producers within driving distance.
Wow, that's awesome. So I'm curious, who are you? Do you have a baker? Are you the baker?
I'm one of the bakers. I work with a few other people, and we try some dishes. We refine it, taste amongst ourselves. We allow some of our more consistent customers to get into the experience and put in their own 2 cents, what they like, what we can tweak. And then by the time we've decided on a recipe and put it on the menu, I'd say at least 4 or 6 people have looked at it and tasted it, usually a few more as well.
That's awesome. So it really is like a wonderful community collective of what goodies can we make today?
Absolutely.
I love it. So I'm curious, in my, how do I say this? In my reality, I hear a lot of people say, I want to have a coffee shop. What are some of the misconceptions or myths about that industry of I want to have a coffee shop?
I think the biggest one is that people lose sight of the fact that it is a job, that they imagine that they're going to open the doors and just sit there and chat and hang out, and it's going to be fun. And don't get me wrong, it is a lot of fun, but it's also a lot of work. And I mean, you've done your own business for quite a while. You know that there's no one that's going to crack the whip for you. You have to crack your own whip. And so there is responsibilities that go along with it. And a lot of times people don't consider those if they decide that's what they want to do. Now, if you do want to do it, it's incredibly rewarding. You get to, open up your own doors every day. You get to interact with the people. You're getting live feedback on the product. They like it. They want to help you tweak it, whatever it might be. When you're done, you get the pleasure and the joy of knowing that everything that you did today benefited you and other people around you. So it's really a great process, but don't forget the work involved.
Yeah, that's the part of it. Don't forget the work. I had somebody once say that to me, and I instantly replied back with, "Are you a morning person?" And they said no, and I was like, well, most people are drinking coffee in the morning, so that might be a little tricky.
Very
Um,
good.
so marketing obviously is the heart of just about every business. Who's your target, and how are you getting them in the door?
That's the big challenge. And if you've got any key insights, any secrets, I'd love to hear them. Uh, yeah, the really it's anybody that's within driving distance. And the question really then is, how far would you drive for a good cup of coffee? And
Mm,
for some people, they're not going to drive very far at all. Other people, I've had people drive half an hour. There's a few resorts in the area geared towards families that have coffee on site, but it may not be the best coffee that you can get. And they'll drive 15, 20 minutes in order to come down and get one of our coffees, which I really appreciate that they'll make that drive. Clearly, they enjoy coffee as much as I do.
yes, yes, and I'm right there with you with a good cup of coffee, and willing to drive if I have to. Um, so, what have you ever thought? And I think you have ever thought about having a podcast chatting about coffee.
Not about coffee. I have done it in the past. It is something that I do enjoy, and I think I've dabbled in the podcast world, never with great success, but it was always something that I enjoyed, having very deep conversations, getting below the surface of things, and the podcast is a great way to do that. I am finding, and not something I expected, but with what I'm doing now and spending my days at the coffee shop, is that I get a lot of that into those conversations with people
Mhm.
that are coming in regularly. We can get below the surface, beyond the weather and the traffic, and have some good conversations.
Yeah, that is a bonus. I mean, and obviously I love it, and just the conversation and knowing that I can stay here in my house and have the conversations as well is that extra bonus. So with all of the coffee, what are you doing outside of the shop?
Uh, well, if I'm going to be honest, and I feel like we've developed a rapport here in the last
Mhm.
7 minutes, that I can be
Uh-huh.
honest. I don't have a lot of time, but when I do have a little bit of time, I have been getting into a bit of woodworking, which I've been enjoying.
Mhm.
I do try and get outside as much as I can. I have a very tolerant wife that understands I don't have a lot of free time, but every now and then we do get a chance to get onto the trails, or we do some rock climbing together. We have an
Mhm.
old 1978 Kawasaki motorcycle that we like to ride from time to time.
Mhm.
Uh,
That
that,
sounds like fun.
yeah.
I'm curious about the woodworking. I too love woodworking. What are you dabbling in?
I have a plan for a bookcase. I haven't gotten beyond the planning phase of that one yet,
Mhm.
but I am looking forward to it. It's gonna push my boundaries. I did I did a lot of the work on the cafe myself. I did most of the work myself, and so I have, because of my construction background, I'm fairly comfortable in that. But I did get to push my boundaries. I built a couple of the cabinets that were in there, and each one I tried something a little more challenging. I built the tables. Actually, my mother-in-law helped me build the table. She was a part of that process as well. So yeah, I think one of the reasons why I like the woodworking is that you're always growing your knowledge base. You're always challenging yourself. You're always moving beyond your comfort zone.
Mhm, mhm. I love it, and that the whole process of, "I have a plan. There's a plan, and it is going to come to life." Walking through the beautiful woods here in Northeast PA, I found this big piece of bark that fell off the tree, and I'm like, "I have to carry that home with me because I need to do something with it." And it's still sitting in the garage waiting for the thing to be done to it, whatever that may be. I have an idea. I have a plan. I think it might become a guitar holder. Um, but it's it's still just sitting there with the little bit of the plan in my in my head.
You
It
can't rush these things.
You can't, right? It's like a fine wine. It's gonna be ready when it's ready.
That's right.
And I'm okay with it until I hear the word that you got to get that out of there. Then I'll speed it up. So, if you can tell our listeners one thing that they can remember or think about Jiva Java Cafe.
Oh, one thing. Um, are you referring to something that we do, or
Yeah, like something you do, something that that if you saw me in the elevator, what's the one thing you would tell me about your cafe?
Okay. I think, and this comes back to one of the questions earlier was, the things that people misunderstand about the challenges of the business. And that is that to make a good espresso based drink, cappuccino, latte, whatever it might be, it takes a good machine, it takes a good cup of coffee. But the one thing that people often forget is that it takes practice and experience. And the people that we have been working with at the cafe, I tracked it one time with one of our employees. She was working for 7 weeks before she was trusted to make a latte on her own. And so when you come into our cafe, knowing that the person that is making your drink has spent a lot of time building up the experience and having someone check on their process, knowing that they're going to get a good cup of coffee because of that. And I think, and I don't want to say that no one else cares as much as we do, although that may be true. But I think there are other places that do rush the process, the training process, because they don't understand the complexity and the challenge that can go into it.
So where can our listeners learn more about Jiva Java, and where are you located if they want to drop in and grab that cup of coffee?
Well, the best place would be to come on in and check us out there. The address, we're in Bartonsville, here in Monroe County, Northeast PA. The address is 3427 Route 611. We do have a website. It's jivajava.cafe. We do have presence on Facebook and on Instagram and TikTok and on everything else. It's I think all of them, our handle is Jiva Java Cafe, JIVA JAVA CAFE. But best thing to do is to come on in and check it out in person.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody stop in, get yourself a cup of coffee. Brian, thank you so much for taking the time to chat. It's always fun to reconnect with you. And I look forward to stopping in and having a cup of coffee. And from everyone at the Good Neighbor podcast, we wish you all of the success and luck in the future.
Well, thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. And to you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpnepa.com. That's gnpnepa.com. Or call 570-908-4334.